The following stories are based on personal experiences and opinions. Names and details may be changed to protect privacy. The content is for entertainment purposes only.
Drama, betrayal, and the stories you won't believe.
Welcome to our X-Files. Hi friends, welcome back. We're so happy you're here. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're already subscribed, thanks for being here. We need you. I don't know why you want me to say that, but I did.
We do.
Okay. So Christina, tell us, what is your story about today? We cannot wait to hear it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This one's kind of a crazy and sad one. Shocker.
Yeah, I'm like shocker, sad.
Yeah.
Dealing with your husband's ex. I mean,
right.
What now?
I know. What's next? So my niece, I'm going to call her Zip. When she was in third grade, she was diagnosed with a very rare form of kidney cancer. And I believe it was stage 3 at the time. And how she uncovered this was she had like stomach pain out of nowhere at a basketball thing. And my sister immediately took her to the hospital, which they uncovered in a CT that, you know, this whole Wilms, I think it's called Wilms disease is what she had for the kidney cancer. So then they transported her to Seattle Children's, where she stayed. But as soon as they got to Seattle Children's, we knew what we were dealing with after the biopsy, and she had to have her kidney removed and then do like a ton of chemo and radiation. And any third grade, fourth grade girl, losing your hair, not being able to go to school, dealing with all of that pain in the transition. Family is everything, right? So I was, of course, there for my sister. We were super close at the time. And Zip and my stepson, who I hate calling a stepson because he's like a son to me, was very close at the time. They're about the same age. And he felt every single ounce of sadness and scare, like just how scared every one of the kids felt, but mostly her. He was her ride or die, like even in the wedding. Like they've just always been so close, them two. You know, I think it was about 6 months into the whole cancer process. I started a foundation early on, and we had, got a lot of money and funds raised to cover all of her treatments that weren't covered on insurance, and also like the ability to stay close to the hospital because her parents weren't going to work. My sister and her husband weren't working at the time they were there for all 3 of their kids, but mainly for the one who had cancer and couldn't leave the hospital. So we were really hyper focused on like just earning money and like raising money for them. And one of these ways to raise money, we were reached out to by a foundation called Lies in Faith. And the story, and I told you earlier the story about the whole reason this whole foundation came together was because this girl was 8 months pregnant. Her name was Lies, I think, or Lisa, but she was running in Lake Chelan on the road, and she got hit by a car, and she, being 8 months pregnant, her and her daughter Faith died. So her mom, the one who started this Lies in Faith organization, decided to sponsor a child in need every year, whether it's chemo or whatever it is that they're needing. And they found our foundation, which is the one I started, and they said, hey, can we have, Zip be our person of the year for the run this year? And it's a superhero theme because all kids that go through cancer are superheroes. And so being part of the foundation and knowing the huge responsibility of making sure we have enough people coming to raise money and to do this run, I think it was, I think a 5K, and you can walk, you don't have to run, but it was just honestly to raise money. Everyone that came had to, donate if they could, or offer some way of support. So it's really great because every single year they do this, which is a phenomenal thing to dedicate your life to, especially after such a huge loss of your daughter and soon to be granddaughter, right? It's really, really sad, but she was a very sweet lady, and we loved the fact that she wanted to help, and she really felt called to help Zip in her situation. And the reason I call her Zip, it's like, I know you laugh, like you smiled at the beginning, but that is my nickname for her, was Zippity.
Oh,
so
I didn't understand it. I was like, what? Zip, where'd you come up with this?
Yeah.
I just thought of Zip Fizz. I don't even know.
Yeah, I used to always call her Zippity. So that's why I'm just using Zip. But so with this foundation, I had to do a lot of work. My sister and her husband were unable to do as much as they obviously would have wanted. They were going through such a hard time already. So I tried to be the backbone and like organize things, promote things, try to get people engaged and responding. Part of that was making sure that all 4 of our kids could attend. Especially the ones that you weren't with us, if it wasn't our residential time or not. I had to make sure like I knew in advance. And I even tried to plan the date around that because I knew it would be an issue. Like if we didn't have residential time, I knew this would be a problem. But unfortunately, the run couldn't be moved and it had to stay on this day. And it was like on a Saturday or a Sunday. I think it was a Saturday. It was on a day where the 2 boys had their residential time with their mother. So knowing this, I reached out like months in advance, and I was ready to reach out through an attorney, even like if I had to, because of how important it is and how much the boy, the son that's so close with her, wanted to be right next to her during this event. I mean, she's sitting there with a port and no hair, and he wanted to hold her hand the whole way through. They were best friends, like from the very beginning. So it's really just the support she needed, and he couldn't fathom not being there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do everything I can to make sure you can be there. And I remember emailing, and I remember calling, texting, doing everything I can. And so one time I did get an email response, and I told the mom like the whole thing. I was like, this is what's going on. She never, just by the way, as a side note, the entire time she knew about Zip having cancer. She knew about everything and never once was like, I'm sorry to hear that. Praying for you guys, praying for her. Nothing was ever said. It was just like, very, very dry, cut and dry, Even though the boy, our boy would be like, hey, I just saw Zip at the hospital. She'd be like, that's great. Nothing else. Like, not how is she? I'm so sorry she's going through that. I'm sure she loved having you there. There was nothing. It was never like nothing positive ever came from her.
She never had any compassion for the situation, it sounds like.
0.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? Mm-hmm. Yeah, even thinking back on it now, I'll never understand that. Because even my greatest enemy, which I have none, not even her, like I would just never wish, and I would never ever want anyone to go through such pain,
right.
And knowing my son was feeling a certain way and like so scared, I would be like all over that. Do you want to go see her? What do you need to do? Do you want to make her something? Like anything at all. Do you want to go spend time watching a show with her? She can't do much, like she has to sit in the hospital and play games. She has a dog visit like once a week.
Yeah, but you have compassion for people. Not everyone does, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think sometimes, we want other people to be compassionate or loving.
Yeah.
But the hard truth is that not everyone is.
Yeah.
I mean, not that makes them a bad person necessarily. I don't want to say that that's a bad quality.
I think it's
but
bad.
I know. But some people just are heartless.
Yeah, I call it heartless too. I mean, like that. How could you, especially with a kid?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. Like, it must suck to be so heartless.
Yeah, people have a very lonely life.
Yeah.
So one time when I reached out, she finally responded by email. Like, yes, I'll have him ready. Because the request was like, hey, it's getting closer. Haven't heard back. He really wants to be there. And mind you, at the time, the older brother, we already had full custody of, or like, I guess it was like partial custody. No. It was more like, I don't want to say it wrong. We had temporary full custody at the time. So we didn't have to ask permission for him to be ready. Okay. We already had him. So I was just mainly trying to get the younger one of the boys to be able to come. And that's the one that was the super close one with Zip. And so I was like, hello. Like, can you please respond? Because he really wants to go. And I even told him like, hey, I haven't heard anything back, because he'd bring it up. Like, I want to go. Can I get a costume? All these things. And I'm like, well, of course you can go. But your mom, she needs to respond because, you're going to be with her. And I need to be able to pick you up. And so finally, like a couple weeks before, she responded, yes, I'll have him ready at 6 a.m. because that was our pickup time. In order for us to be there on time, well, we had to be there a little bit early because we were partially putting on the fundraiser, but it started at 9, the run did, but we have to be there around 8, and then it took about an hour and a half. So long story short, we have to pick him up at 6, which is early, but he was down for it. I mean, most kids get up at that time to go to school, so he knew that he was supposed to be getting picked up at 6. We got him a cool costume, like a superhero one. We're like, we'll see you at 6 o'clock on that day. I'm so glad you're able to go.
Yeah, he was probably so excited.
He was so excited. And then sure enough, enough, the day comes, and we had talked to him even the night before on the phone, because I think during that time we were doing nighttime phone calls, and we were like, I'll see you in the morning. And I wish we would have said 6 o'clock, but we just said, we'll see you in the morning. We just assumed he knew. But he was like, yay, I'm so excited. I'll see you guys in the morning. And then I have to get dropped right back off right afterwards. And I was like, I know, of course. And so in the morning, we drive all the way over there, which at the time was about a 25 minute drive because of the distance at that time, which was phenomenal. But we drove 25 minutes. And we get there, it's 6 a.m., a little before 6. And we waited and waited and waited. Like, we waited about 20 minutes. I was texting, calling, emailing, nothing. We went up to the door, we knocked, nothing. And
That's strange.
It was so... like, what? And
you even knocked on the door?
Yep. I even knocked on the door. Well, my husband did. He knocked on the door. I was like, babe, you're just going to have to go knock. Even though we don't do that, usually the kids just run out. I'm like, we have to go. And maybe they're not home. Maybe they're sleeping. Maybe their alarms didn't go off. Like, just go knock. Like, whatever the case, he needs to be there. He wants to be there. So nothing. Not a dang thing. So then, and they don't have a dog or anything to wake them up. We had to leave. And we had to leave without him. And that, like, was awful, you know, because I was like, this is terrible. I wonder what's going on. I was very concerned, like, about what had happened, because I talked to him anyway.
Yeah.
So we get to the fundraiser and everyone's getting ready. We're getting like our numbers on us and we're signing people in, and we're talking to everybody, you know, socializing and thanking everyone for being there. There was probably a little over 500 people that showed up. It was pretty big.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was such a good turnout because the Lives in Faith Memorial is very well known for doing this, and I think they're still doing it to this day. So around 8 o'clock, my phone rang, and it was the younger boy. He was crying, sobbing. He was so mad at me. And he was literally like, how'd you forget me? I'm sitting on the porch. Why aren't you here? I'm wearing my costume. Where are you and Dad? Where are you guys? He was literally just bawling, thinking that we had forgotten about him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, we were there at 6 o'clock. We were supposed to pick you up at 6 o'clock. It's always been 6. We even knocked, we called, we texted, we emailed. Like, nobody came to the door. And he was just bawling. He's like, I have to be there for her. I need to see Zip. I need to be with Zip. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have Dad leave right now, and he's going to come and get you. And so, of course, my husband leaves, even though he's like actively doing things, like he's in charge of a station. He had to leave. He had to run there, which I think was about a 45 to an hour drive from where we were. So he had to run all the way there, go get him, run all the way back, and try to explain to him in the car, like, we didn't forget you. We didn't forget you. Even though he kept correcting my husband, his dad, and saying, no, my mom told me that you guys said the time had changed to 8 o'clock. And my husband's like, no, the time never changed. It's always been 6. The run is at 9. We have to be there at 8. Like, the only time we ever told him was 6. So there was no confusion. It was always 6 o'clock. And he's like, no, my mom told me that you guys changed it last night after we talked. Like, it was 8 o'clock. You were going to pick me up at 8. He's like, I've been ready since 7 in the morning, you know? And so her attempt to like make us look bad or like we had forgot about him, it worked. It sucked because he truly believed in his heart that we like forgot about him.
Well, yeah, because he's young. He doesn't really know the difference. Like, he's just
Yeah.
all excited to go, and you guys aren't there.
I know. And his brothers are there. His
I guess my
sister's there.
question really is, was his mom unable to drive at the time? Did she not have a license?
She wouldn't do shit, man.
It's like, she just bugs me. Like, why could she not get her ass in the car
Yeah.
and drive him there? Because
Even
she's the one
halfway.
that purposely did that.
I know. It's because she's always making us pay for something. She just wants us to suffer. Like, she never missed an opportunity back then to make something inconvenient, try to make the kids feel like we didn't love them or forgot about them for the kids we have together. You know, she always tried to make them feel a certain way. And we were
That just
always...
drives me nuts. I'm just so
It's
annoyed
sad.
by that. Like, I understand, you know, co-parenting is hard, but why make it so difficult?
Yeah.
And why make the kids suffer?
Yeah. Why would you want your kids to suffer?
I mean, I can't even imagine it. If I was that mom, I mean, I would get in the car. I would just drive my son. He's so excited. Like, go help.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. And it's crazy because, like, even hearing you say that, like, that's the average response I would feel like. I wasn't part of the reason why they divorced. Like, I had nothing to do with that. They divorced because they weren't in love. They divorced because it didn't work out. You know, I literally didn't even know him at the time they divorced. Like, so for her to never want to have our kids together and their kids, which our entire family, acting as a unit and trying to always like separate them and make them feel like their dad didn't love them the same or that I didn't, is just, why would you want your kids to feel that? Like, what, wouldn't you want them to feel so loved by so many people? Like,
that's what I would think.
Yeah, like, you're so blessed. You have 2 families that come, we're all one now, and you have 2 parents, and then you have another set of 2 parents. Like, you're beyond blessed, but it was never that way. So she just, no matter what, she never missed an opportunity. So, I mean, it shattered my heart that he thought that we had left him behind. And in reality, his mom told him that the time had changed and that we weren't coming until later, which is a deliberate manipulation tactic to make him feel unwanted by us, which was very common by her at that time. So when he arrived, his face was truly devastated. Like, he was still very upset. We reassured him, like, it wasn't his fault. Like, we're not mad. Like, you don't need to be mad. This was a miscommunication. I'm sorry that your mom thought this. Like, don't worry. We're not upset with her either. Like, we're always covering ass. But inside, we knew exactly what had happened. And in the end, he did get to do the run. He was like the last person. He came in last place, but he was strong and proud. And he did it for Zip. And this wasn't petty. This wasn't just another game. This was cruelty at the expense of a child. And you would think by losing your first child, with your tactics and him seeing it for what it was, wouldn't you be concerned about the last child that you have left in your home seeing these things and going, oh my God, I did this too much with the other child and now he doesn't even want to be at my house. Maybe I should probably change. She never thought that way. So, and during a fundraiser for a family member who was literally fighting for her life, like, how there would never be a worse occasion that you could do that for,
Right.
Like, it left scars, and not just on him, but on all of us. Truly, like, I always say this, like, the lens was darkened after this. The bond my husband and I had was stronger, and on our way home, the relationship with that son improved so strong because I explained in great detail, and I even comforted him, when he was trying to blame his mom. I comforted him and said, I think maybe she was just really confused, and I think as he grew, he realized, that I was doing that out of love when he secretly knew the truth. And so the lesson is basically that there's a difference between, like, conflict and cruelty, using a child to manipulate, especially in moments of family crisis, like fucking cancer. Are you kidding?
Exactly. It's like, choose a different time.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to be petty, like, let it be over a lunch that you didn't, like, give them that we packed, right? Or something, like, over this, though. But it doesn't just disrupt plans. It breaks trust, and it wounds the children in ways that they'll carry forever, which she did learn from the first kid. And I'm sure, through time, she learned through all kids. If you're someone that has gone through something similar, which I hope you haven't, but petty situations like that, always speak positive about the other parent. Always do that, because trust me, when the kids get older, they will see it, they will hear it, and they will know that you were not the petty one, that you were always the level-headed one that stuck up for the parent that was doing the shitty shit, and come out stronger with your husband or your spouse. And don't get mad that you had to drive an hour, or don't get mad that you had to do this or that. Just be like, I expect this. I'm planning for this. This is not going to ruin my day, my life, or my time with this event or family. You just have to move forward and look at the positives and let go of that negative person and the expectations.
And you still showed up, though. You guys showed up in the morning, and even when it was inconvenient for your husband to have to go out of his way back there, you showed up for your kids.
Amen.
You showed up for him.
Yeah, always.
And I think that no matter what situation, he will always remember, no matter the circumstances or the situation, you guys showed up for him.
Yeah.
And you came back. You didn't have to do that. I mean, it was... Obviously, the race was about to start. You'd already been there.
Yeah.
And you could have just been like, sorry, your mom sucks. She told you the wrong time purposely, or whatever you did.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been the easy route, right?
Yeah.
But you loved him enough to go out of your way to go back for him so he didn't miss out.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about your parenting styles,
Yeah, it's important. And thank you for saying that. Yeah, that's real, That is so real, because we could have said, it's about to start, we can't miss it. We're here for a reason and a purpose, and we're a part of this whole organization right now.
And maybe that was her goal. Maybe that's what she was hoping would have happened, know?
Maybe she didn't want us to come back.
Yeah, like, she thought maybe if she waited long enough that you guys wouldn't come back for him and that he would miss it.
And then we'd look terrible.
Yeah, and it backfired on
You're
her once
probably
again.
Right. Yeah, like, see, even, like, to this day, I get epiphanies. Like, well, your plan didn't work.
Yeah, it never did.
Because we're too good at people. That's why. We just would never choose that route.
No, you chose your children.
Yeah, choose family first, always.
I know. Good for you guys for doing that.
Thank you. Now, I cannot wait. I'm like shitting myself over here about this story because I have a feeling it has to do with what the founding father did to create the master red flag that came of you.
Oh, yeah. So you know the story because it involves you.
Yes.
And you never forget your first love.
Yeah.
But sometimes your first love isn't just your first heartbreak. It's the moment that the pattern starts. And that is exactly what happened here. It was the first time that I ignored my gut. I had an excuse in every red flag. And for me, this wasn't just my first love. It was honestly the start of a pattern. So this one night is when everything changed.
So, hold on, sorry. I'm getting the hiccups. Okay.
Is that burp going
And
to
burps too, I guess.
Wait, the burps is going to make the hiccups go away?
I guess so. What the heck?
Should we wait?
I think it's good.
So for me, my first love was a guy who was older. He went to a different high school, and I thought that made him like extra special. One night, everything changed for me. I was staying over at your house, and it was late, and we couldn't sleep. And I had been texting and calling him, and there was no answer. And then I just got this gut feeling, and if you remember, I just woke up and I was like, something's wrong. And I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
So we jumped in the car, two teenage girls in pajamas, hearts racing, adrenaline pumping, driving over to his house. Do you remember this?
Yeah, but let me just say,
What?
because you're missing something here.
What?
Me and you, we had school the next day.
Okay, yeah. Well, we were teenagers.
So
yeah.
it was a school night.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't even drive yet. It was just me who drove so far because you're 11 days younger. Like, you got to remember this because this is serious how this shit went down.
I kind of forget certain details because I try to block out all this trauma.
Yeah.
So
and
I'm just...
we didn't do crazy stuff on school nights, okay? If we were going to go out, it was on a weekend. So...
Well, the only crazy things we ever did on a school night was probably jump the fence to your neighbor boy's house. I mean, I remember that.
Yeah, always, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And my parents would know. I'd be like, hey, we're sneaking out. You know, but like this night in particular, you wouldn't let it go. I was laying on the edge of the bed. You were laying by the wall. I'll never forget it because... it was so, you just would not let it go. You're like, he's not answering. I'm like, he's probably sleeping. You know, I just kept giving reason after reason. And you're like, no. And I'm like, well, it's a school night. My parents are not going to let me leave, Elise. And you're like, let's sneak out the garage. We'll walk around. You came up with this whole plan. We got in my white Mustang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
All right.
I remember, but I didn't remember the details. Like, I think I remember it was a school night.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't remember.
I think it was a Thursday.
Okay. Well, I didn't even know that I didn't have my license at the time. I forgot that.
Yeah, you were waiting.
So I was only 15.
Yeah.
Great. Even worse that I'm 15 dating this guy that sucks.
Yeah, you didn't have your license yet for sure because I only had my white Mustang at the time. And that's probably why you stayed the night because you want to ride with me to school or something. You know, like we were always together.
Or something.
Yeah. Ride shotgun.
Okay, so we get in your car, we drive there.
Yeah.
And then we pull up and we walked right on in.
Oh my God, I know.
Right? Okay, so we walk in.
No knocking at all.
Walk in, we go straight to his room, and there he was with another girl in his bed.
Yeah.
And I mean,
he didn't even have a frame, okay? His mattress was just on the ground. Do you remember that?
Yes, because he was staying at one of his friend's houses or something. I don't know why. Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was just a mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say too many details because I think I probably beat his ass, but...
You need to say them. Just say what happened. So I'll tell you, I walked up right behind you.
I just don't want to sound like I was so abusive.
No, you weren't. But, I mean, like, you didn't, like, hit him, but you kicked him.
Oh, yeah, I think I did kick him.
Yeah, like, so you...
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just remember you walked in, you didn't knock, and I was like, well, this is weird, right? Like, why are you not knocking? And then you walked up the stairs, which are to the right when you walk in. You walked up the stairs, I'm right behind you, and you were, like, on fire. You were on, because I think you recognized the car. There was some car out in the driveway that looked like a female car, like maybe the butterfly on the, like, windshield. Who knows? Like, it was very feminine, the car. And... when you walked up, all I remember is you opening the first door on the right, and I didn't know what I was walking into. I hardly knew this guy. I just knew he liked to rub earlobes. And,
that was one of his weird things.
You flicked the light switch on, and I just heard you screaming. And then that's when it all started.
And then that's when I kicked him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then you took that girl and you were interrogating her.
Yeah. I like grabbed the girl.
Yes.
And so mind you, they're both clothed. Neither one of them were naked. They weren't even in the same, they were in the same bed, but different blankets.
Either way, why does he have some girl in the bed?
Yeah, I know. But
I'm sorry,
I'm
still...
so glad you're sharing your very first red flag story and your intuition story, because I've been waiting for this one, because you can be 15 and this can start, and you need to recognize it so our young listeners can hear this and go, hey, I'm living through that now, or I have that feeling now. Like, it's real. Like, don't ignore it.
Yeah, but see, exactly what you said, though. They were in different blankets. So this is the first time I had a red flag and a cheating boyfriend right in my face, but I gave an excuse because he wanted to tell me that they were in different blankets. Yeah. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
She just had nowhere to go. She just needed to sleep there.
Right.
All the excuses. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe she just had nowhere to go. But why would some chick be there in the first place and have nowhere to go? She has a car.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she go home?
Yeah, sleep in your car.
Yeah.
Like, just
why does she need to be sleeping in my boyfriend's bed?
Yeah, or why not the couch? Yeah.
But that's exactly what I did then. I had excuses for him. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's true. They weren't in the same bed. They were fully clothed. Like, maybe it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's right. That's the first time this cycle started that I gave a guy I was dating every excuse in the book to justify his naughty behavior.
Yeah. Well, and you were upstairs with him for quite a while, screaming. I don't know why were there no adults there. I have no idea what was going on.
Because he was staying at an older friend's house that, like was already graduated. Because he was older than me, remember?
Yeah.
So he must have been a senior in high school. And I think he was working at a car place at the time.
Okay.
And the person he was staying with was already older, probably
and
21.
So they just weren't there that night. It was just them two in the home then, the girl and your boyfriend.
Yep.
So when you were upstairs screaming, I thought, okay, my job is to become a really scary chick right now and have your back. So I grabbed the girl and I brought her down to the couch. And I remember, I don't know what came over me. I was so calm. I was talking just like Kourtney Kardashian, which I always do. I get this a lot. But I was like, hey, so while they're upstairs, she's going to be getting answers. And while we're downstairs, I'm going to be getting them too. And if they don't match, you're going to get fucked up. And I don't want that for you. So how you answer will depend on how your night goes. Yeah. I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to answer me honestly. And then you'll be able to leave. And I was like, did you sleep with him? Did you kiss him? Are you romantic with him? Is this your first time staying here? I asked like every question under the sun. And then she's like, can I leave now? Can I leave now? And I was like, no, I'm going to wait and hear what Elise has to say when they come down. So you guys come down and it's like chaos. He's screaming, you're screaming. But what did he tell you?
Oh, he just told me that there was nothing going on. She's just a friend. She needed to stay the night there. She couldn't go home. And that's just what I believe.
Did he say they kissed or had hooked up or anything like that?
No.
Yeah. She told me the same story. And I think that's why she didn't get her ass beat. And I let her leave.
And that's probably why I forgave him. But still, I mean, honestly, it's still not okay.
Yeah, we know the truth. Obviously, that's not normal.
Not normal.
They probably did have something. Because try to make sense of that makes no sense.
Right. And honestly, even if they didn't do anything, he still turned out to be a cheater because I caught his ass in the future. So regardless if it was then or in the future, I still should have left him, but I didn't.
Yeah. You know, it's so weird because this specific person, your very first red flag guy, he had such a thing with earlobes. Mm-hmm. I wonder if any of our audience has this behavior. Like if you're a male or a female, do you like rubbing earlobes or do you have someone that likes to rub earlobes? Because the first time I had ever met him, he just was like, hi, Christina. And then he put his hand up to my ear and just started rubbing it. And I looked at Elise like, are you okay with him touching me like this? Like I didn't know if this was normal.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, he likes to rub people's ears.
Yeah, it was just his thing.
Fucking so weird. That's so weird.
I know.
Yeah, to a complete stranger.
Yeah, it was just like his way of saying hi. Let me get a feel for those earlobes.
Yeah. So strange.
I know. I don't know what it was, but it was just maybe a nervous habit. Maybe it was just like his comfort. Maybe it was just his fetish. You know, people have like foot fetishes. He had like earlobe fetishes or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's so weird. So what did you do?
But he's the only person that honestly I've ever met till this day that has done that.
Yeah. He probably still does it to this day.
Who knows?
Yeah. What did you do? So the girl, I let her go.
Yeah.
And she left.
She left, and then we left.
What did you do, though, before we left, Elise?
What do you mean?
Do you like, not remember what happened?
No.
No way.
What do you mean? What did I do?
Okay. So, I feel like I'm telling this whole fucking story for you. It's probably because you have trauma blackout bond.
I think it's because it's like so long ago that I only remember certain details, but because you were there, you know better than I do.
Because
I just remember like the basics of it.
I was in shock. I had never
but I
seen
also
you so
told
angry.
you I always block out things that have happened to me. I don't know if it's because I just want to forget about it, pretend it never happened.
Right.
Or maybe it's our car accident. I got like brain damage or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
so
forget.
if you know, if you know Elise and I from high school, we did have a really bad car accident together. And we did come out like with concussions, pretty bad ones. And so maybe it is part of it. Because I do forget a lot of my stuff too. And maybe that is part of this. But it also could be like a trauma thing that you block out because it was so painful.
That's what I'm thinking. I want to do that. I don't know, like the meditation thing where you get like drugs and they bring back all your memories.
Oh, like the shrooms or whatever. Isn't it shrooms?
I don't know what it is, but I want to do it so bad.
I think
but
it's
I'm
in
also
Switzerland or something.
But I'm also scared to do it. Like I don't really want to know everything I've done in my life.
I don't want to know either.
Like I want to forget.
Yeah, if I've made it this far, just let me be.
Yeah. I'm better now, so it's just like forget about this crap.
Yeah.
Okay, but tell me, what did I do?
This is what you did. Okay, so
I'm going to sound like a psycho right now, but okay.
Well,
tell me.
I mean, I think it's justified at that time in your life when you're young and you don't know about vandalism. So,
Okay.
You come out, the door's shut. The girl's gone. He's inside, and he's inside alone, and he just got like kicked to death. But I'm pretty sure he kicked you to death too. Like I'm sure he pushed back. It was very much domestic violence, but not like in a strangle or punching way. It was just like you were kicking him because he was on the ground and you wanted him to wake up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you get out to the car. We are about to get into my car. And I'm like, get in the fucking car now. Because I thought for sure maybe somebody would call the police. Like her or something. Because I literally wanted to keep her. I don't know what that was about. I was like, I want to keep her and interrogate her and possibly put her in cuffs and tie her up. I don't know. It's part of like this sick aspect of like admit everything. I hate liars, you know?
Yeah, me too.
So I just wanted to keep her until she was not lying, like for a fact. So you would not get in the car. In fact, you reached into your purse and I don't know if it was a knife or a pen or it was some sharp object. And you were like, fuck this, fuck you, fuck, I'm done with you, fuck you, fuck you. I mean, you wouldn't stop yelling to the house and you just started writing like hoe all over his car.
Oh no.
Hoe,
Let's just hope it was a pin.
Slut. It could have actually been a pen. Maybe it was like a permanent marker.
Like a marker or a lipstick or something.
It could have been a lipstick. But I know for sure, maybe it wasn't something sharp because if it was, I'm sure you would have been sued for damages. I'm sure it wasn't then because, you know, he was broke and he obviously fixed it. So it probably just got washed off. But you were out there going ham on his vehicle. I'm pretty sure you wanted to slash his tires. You were going out and I'm like, get in the fucking car. Like, you're done. You've done enough. Get in the fucking car.
Yeah.
So then you finally got in the car, and the whole way home, you're like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I need to trust my gut. I need to trust my gut. Like, you wouldn't stop repeating the same thing over and over. Like, you're like, I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. I told you. You know? So it's crazy because you were right. And so far in every episode and throughout your entire life, you have been fucking right.
I know, but I never trust my gut. And I even had evidence at that point in time. So why did I forgive him? Why did I justify his behavior?
So you're telling me, because my memory doesn't, like, I don't know for sure. Did you stay with him after that then?
Yes, I did.
How?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
I had with a girl.
I know, but this is another really, I want to say messed up, but it's a really fucked up thing about me.
Yeah.
Is that I wonder why, and I'm sure I can't be the only one out there, that technically I'm in a relationship, I break up with that person or they break up with me and we're no longer together. But for some reason, we still communicate, we still talk, we're still like off and on, back and forth together, even though we're not together, right?
Yeah.
So it's even more messed up because then we're not officially together, so that gives them the reason that they can basically do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I could be doing whatever I want, but I'm not. and they're able to just string me along for years to come.
With no title.
With no title. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's exactly what happened with him, because that's happened to many exes of mine.
So did you guys not call each other boyfriend or girlfriend after that? I'm pretty sure you guys
No,
were.
I feel like we got back together.
Okay.
It was my first real love. The guy I lost my virginity to, so I'm sure I forgave him and stayed with him for a while.
Yeah. To see something like that, and then for him to, because guys are so good. People that lie and that are good at lying are so good at convincing you of what you saw isn't actually what you saw.
Right.
Like, you saw me in bed with a girl, but we had different blankets. We were fully covered. She was only there because she had no place to stay. Like, everything in you, because you're a good person, wanted to believe his truth that he was saying to you, which was all a lie.
Yeah, and I wanted to think, oh, he's a good person. He's just letting
He's
her
trying to
stay
help
there.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wanting to help her because she
Yeah.
has nowhere to go.
And then you're starting to think logically, like, well, if they were hooking up, wouldn't they have been cuddling? Wouldn't they have been undressed? Wouldn't they have been under the same sheet? You know? And so part of you is thinking that too. But deep down you knew.
Yeah.
And
deep
then
down I
later
did.
you found out, I'm sure. Or no, did he ever do anything?
Oh, yeah. He was later on cheating on me. I mean, I found him talking to so many other girls all the time.
Yeah. And he went to a nearby school, like our competitor school, right? Oh, yeah. I remember he had a bad reputation for being a player.
Absolutely. I feel like I love those type of guys.
You did. I can say, like, you always went. I feel like I always had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend was always like a long stander, like 2 years, and then the one I married, and then now my husband. And then you would always go through these really well-known, like, popular players.
Yeah, why?
But not at our school. It was always at different schools.
I know. I don't really know why I did that.
Yeah.
Maybe because I wanted to fix them, help them,
I was
change
just going
them.
to say that, like, because you're such a giver, you see them and you see the good and you're like, I want to help you.
Or I just think like I just thought, oh, I can help them. I can fix them. I'm going to show them. They're going to change for me.
Yeah.
I'm so great that they're going to change.
I'm so amazing. I'm the one they'll change for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen. That definitely didn't happen.
Yeah.
But looking back now, I wish I could just go back to that night.
Yeah.
The girl crying in your car, staring at that house. And I would tell her that you don't need to be chosen by someone who's still learning how to respect you. And you don't have to chase that clarity. You deserve peace. So he might have been my first love and also my first lesson. But that lesson, that love wouldn't respect, isn't love at all.
Yeah.
And even though it took me years and way too many heartbreaks, I finally learned that real love won't make you question your worth. So if you've ever been that girl sitting in the passenger seat with your best friend, following your gut straight into the truth, you're not crazy, you're not dramatic, you're aware. And one day, that same intuition that broke your heart will be the thing that protects you.
Yeah, I love that. So it's so good that you have all that wisdom and all these young listeners, all the like males and females, because we're getting a lot of males coming in here. Girls are not the only ones that this happens to. It happens
No,
to
males
men
are probably
too.
listening in right now because they want to know how they can cheat the system. What has happened and how did they catch these cheaters so I don't make the same mistakes? I need to get more clever.
Right? I know, like, we're given the tea on it. We're like, well, they said this and it worked, you know?
Yeah, don't leave your phone out, have
Yeah.
a passcode, all
Yeah.
the things. No, I'm
Right?
just kidding.
I know.
But seriously.
Yeah. Trust your gut always. And then blended family, trust your gut always. Like, be the bigger person. Choose yourself first. Period. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Our X-Files. Our next episode, holy shit, it's going to be so good. We love you.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Our X-Files. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
If you've got a wild story about your ex, we want to hear about it. Send us your anonymous submission through the link in our bio to be featured on a future episode.
The crazier, the better. And don't worry, your identity is safe with us. Until next time, keep those X-Files coming.